Octavia, Laura, VRS, Yeti, Kodiaq, Superb, Kylaq. Skoda might be just an affordable Volkswagen to the rest of the world, but here in India, it has driven the aspirations of an entire generation of enthusiasts. Skoda has always been the dream car you could buy before you could buy your dream car. And now there is Kylaq.
Let's settle the score. Decide you're about to see a show never before. Because I say what I mean when I'm letting it go. You only came for a little, but I'm giving you more. That's why I feel everything that I do is a highlight reel. If everything that I do is a highlight reel, I'm a legend in the making, caging out my wheel.
Born and raised in India for the emerging youth of India, the Kylaq sits on the proven, tried and tested MQB platform taken from the Kylaq. It uses the same engine, the same transmission, the same suspension components, so logically, it should drive and ride pretty much the same, right?
Wrong. Smaller dimensions, stiffer chassis, softer suspension. In human terms, it means that you smile even wider through corners, confidence being boosted by the brilliant natural steering feel, while being more comfortable over bad roads. The Kylaq, the Slavia and their Volkswagen counterparts are generally some of my favorite cars to drive this side of 25 lakh rupees, and strangely enough, the Kylaq, it takes things up a notch. There is still that European sharpness to the ride and you can always feel the road surface underneath you, but it just feels like the edges have been rounded off.
The 999cc TSI engine is 1 cubic centimeter away from a nice round figure, but it is very close to, if not the best turbo petrol engine in its class.
A 3-cylinder, it may well be something you're reminded of pretty much every time you rev it out. But this being a German 3-cylinder, the way it pulls more than compensates for it. In fact, the hint of turbo lag before 2000 RPM makes the spike in torque more apparent. And I don't know about you, but I like a little peakiness, a little character in my engines, and this 1 litre TSI, it is brimming with character.
And if you've made it this far in the video without switching to a review about practicality or whether grandma can get in and out easily, might I suggest pairing the lovely dish that is the 1 litre TSI with the brilliant 6-speed manual. Sure, the automatic's good too. The single clutch torque converter is no DSG, but it is smooth, easygoing and doesn't struggle in the city or out on the highway.
But they're a dying breed. Not just manuals, but good manuals. Good manuals paired with good engines. And this combination is one of the best in a 5 to 7 lakh rupee radius. Without the torque converter automatic hiding the lag, you can feel the turbo kick in even harder, and the pedal placement is pretty much perfect for a quick heel and toe rev match downshift. It feels like the Kylaq is egging you on, telling you to drive it even harder, and I for one, am pretty easily convinced.
The Kylaq then drives and rides even better than some of its more expensive family, which is saying a lot. Of course, ride quality is extremely important when it comes to buying a car, and tires play a crucial role in adding to it. Apollo's Actera cross range of tires claim to offer great ride comfort, handling and braking alongside superior mileage and durability. The Kylaq though, with its long wheelbase and wide track width, feels extremely planted at high triple-digit speeds. Plus, with a 5-star crash safety rating, 6 airbags, ESP and a lot more standard safety equipment, it is great power with great responsibility.
So, what's the catch? Surely, there's not much space in the rear seat. Not really. The long wheelbase I mentioned earlier, it shows up here too. There's ample knee room and headroom for a almost 6 feet tall adult like me. Damn, I wish I was like an inch taller. Anyways, I can also tuck my feet underneath the front seat, though I must say that seating 3 in the back here will be a little bit tight. And by the way, yes, grandma will be able to get in and out just fine. So, surely then, the boot, that must be tiny, right? Not really, because with a 446-litre boot measured up to the roof, they should have just called it the Skoda Kardashian, because this is the largest boot in its segment. So then, it must be drinking petrol like there's no tomorrow. Yes and no. If you compare it to the naturally aspirated petrols in this segment, it's not even close. And if you really do want efficiency, there are a couple of really good diesels in this price bracket that you should consider. But when you compare it to the turbo petrols, apples to apples, this is actually one of the more efficient ones out there. Skoda claims a whopping 19 kmpl. I've been getting closer to 12, which is still respectable. So then Skoda must have skimmed on the features, right?
Not really. Sure, there's no ADAS, no roll-up blinds in the rear, but the screen is bright. The layout is dead easy. It has wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, and if you shell out enough money, you get ventilated seats, a sunroof, keyless entry, cruise control, and powered front seats, like some of its rivals. But unlike its rivals, there's enough cubbyholes to store your phone, bottles, and knickknacks all around the cabin. The window switches are illuminated even for rear seat passengers. The glove box has its own removable stationery holder. There's a clip on the windshield for your toll tickets and grip pads in the cup holders to make opening bottles a one-handed operation.
So then, space, check. Efficiency, we'll call it a calculated risk. Ergonomics, check. Driving thrill and ride comfort are a double check. But it is not perfect. The cabin doesn't feel as premium as something like the Kia Sonet. The touch-based AC controls are really very annoying to use. The horn doesn't make a very premium noise. The engine starts to get noisy in the cabin past 3000 RPM, and the rear view camera feels like it's from a Nokia 3310. But aside from that, the Kylaq seems to have filled all the gaps that its competition has left gaping. It has the pep missing from Maruti Suzuki's petrol engines, the tied-down handling that Hyundai and Kia are still chasing, the ergonomics and reliability Tata still can't seem to sort out, and unlike the XUV 3XO, it isn't screaming for your attention either. The Kylaq then, it's a jack of all trades and a master of one. Because until now, the one thing this segment was missing was the driver's choice. And the Kylaq is that and so much more.